We talked to you flag football coaches last week about the advantages of using a bunch formation if you were going to be playing a defense that had a lot of man coverage. And the point that we made was that as you get into a game or you know that you're playing at an age level to where you're going to have a ton of man coverage, bunch formation, and you're looking at a handful of plays right here that we recommended, is a good idea because it gives you a chance to just rub somebody free or pick somebody, whatever term you want to use. But now let's go on the other side of the ball over here and take a look at how to defend that and a couple different things to keep in mind about your age group and whatnot. So let's start right here with 7v7 because I know that down in Florida right now the girls are playing at a very high level and you're getting a lot of center bunch and also just regular bunch. So the first, when you're playing with players that are a little bit older, your first answer can be to just get into a zone type of defense. And let's open up a 1-3-3 right here versus bunch. And so we didn't put the lines in on this one. You can go in and put the lines in if you want. But at the point the ball is snapped here, the thing that you typically want to do, and a lot of people do it regardless if they're playing man or zone, is take away that point person. Because a lot of times the point player in a bunch has everything to do with the route concept of these three players. And if you disrupt that point player, it's going to disrupt really three players and throws the timing off and all of that. But as you're looking at this defense right here, 7v7, you've got your rusher coming off the edge right here, and everybody's got different rules of how quickly or how long they have to wait. But if you're playing with older players that have the concept of zone, that essentially you want to just defend that area and also understand that you've got deep thirds in behind it. Now, all zone defense turns into man at some point. And so if they break out of this bunch right here and you've got a crossing route by your point and a dig by your number 3 and this outside receiver sets down in the curl, that right backer is going to be responsible for that outside receiver. You can't just cover grass. Now, once again, the point we made last week was, if you're playing players that are pretty young, and you get in a situation. Let's go to defense right here. Let me go over here to flag defense, and then open up a 5v5 section. And in some ways you're almost restricted to playing some type of man coverage just because your players have trouble understanding the other concepts. So let's look right here. Let's go to center bunch. We're calling it diamond here, but it's the center bunch. And so the thing that you want to make sure that your young players understand is that even though you've got a man coverage deal here, they've got that person, that DB's got that person, and you want to tell that linebacker that they've got the first back out to their side. There's only one back here, all right? And if the back goes out to that side, you've got him. And if the back goes out to that side, then you've got the center. If the back goes out to that side, you've got him, and then you've got the center. And sometimes there's just no way around working trade-off and zone concepts into your flag football deal. But the other thing I want you to notice right here is that these DBs and that rushing linebacker and these linebackers right here are all on different levels. When you're playing a team that's lining up in bunch, regardless if it's inside or outside, make sure if you're playing man coverage that you get on different levels, because when they break out of there, they're going to typically, like we said last week, have crossing routes. And if you're on different levels, then your players are not going to run into one another. And once again, that holds true inside or if the bunch is outside. And the other thing to keep in mind is that, once again, regardless if it's man or zone, have someone on the point player so the point player can't free release. Because if you disrupt the point player's release, you typically will disrupt anything that this bunch is trying to do. Once again, you have to take in consideration the age that you're coaching, but just some tips of how to handle bunch formations if you're playing man coverage or zone.